Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Welcome once again to Dork Duck Daily, the show with all the news you nerd and extra stuff too. Today is the r/relationship advice. Today. It's Friday. It is Friday, 9:01 a.m. on April 25th, 2025. We're moving along. April is almost over. I don't know how we got here. Good game on first. Soggy Snoopy said I didn't get first because my phone rang as I went to redeem. That's happened to me in Sam stream so many times, and it's a bummer and frustration every single time. Or my favorite is
Jeff gets so mad when he's not first in Sam streams. He like throws things, punches walls.
I put holes in the drywall.
Yeah.
No, the only time is Sunday. I'm like, if I'm awake naturally at all before 9 a.m., then I'm just kind of like, I'm ready. Like that is my, like, I'm here for the Sam stream day.
Yeah.
And so like I sit and then it's
he sits in the dark room and just waits for Sam to come online. Everyone else in the house is asleep, so he doesn't turn anything on. He just sits there with his phone.
I mean, not fully, but also not. That's not an entirely not accurate description. It's actually really. It's like I get up, I have the whole house to myself because everyone's like, "Ooh, Sunday, sleep in," and my body's like, "You're not doing that, buddy." But then I'm like, "Okay, cool. I can just sit and watch this and enjoy." And then it's just like, yeah, it's like at 8:45, I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a thing. And then something like a phone call, that would
my bangs are in my eyes.
Sorry.
Fine.
Soggy says not getting first equals messing with Jeff's food. Good morning, Soggy. Good morning, Sam. Good morning, Snoopy. Sam says Lena sounds jealous of our Sunday mornings, Jeff.
I am not. It means I can sleep in. And Jeff's not like, hey, wake up.
The 1 out of 20 Sundays where she does wake up, though, is usually results in a fight or something, because I'm just I'm very I have a whole routine. It's I make my bagel, sit down, got Sam on the TV.
That's not me. You're mistaking me for our youngest child. I don't fight with you about that. But the youngest kid throws so much shade if you're watching anything that isn't what they want to watch on the TV on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Because Sundays are their day, Jeff. Sundays are... Oh, Jesus. I dropped my hat. Sundays are for them and their shenanigans.
Dib said, yeah, I remember the day you blamed me for everything. Yeah. That's the funny thing. It's you're like, oh, that's not me. But Sam's
it happened once because I was like... There's something I was really excited to do and I forgot what it was, and you were like, I'm gonna sit here actually and just continue doing this. And I was like, but you said we could do this in the morning, and you're like, we could do it later. And yeah, he does not like that box.
But when I said you could do it in the morning, I presumed you were waking up at 11.
No, I woke up early because I was excited. I don't remember what even I was excited about, so it must not have been that important. But
Soggy says it's Jeff time. Yeah.
Look at Pete. It's like, thanks, Dad. You put that lid on the ground for me.
He's as big as that lid.
Pete.
Okay, bud.
Too big a boy.
We don't just cover my Sunday morning routines on the show. We also cover all the news you nerd in a whole segment we like to call the Daily Quack.
Is Bug still here? Yeah. I know I just asked that, but...
All right. Marvel Rivals support players are going on strike.
That's what I'm doing. I'm on strike. I'm not playing the game at all. I'm on strike.
Can I uninstall that game?
No.
It takes up so much space and you've played it once. Which sums up the majority of my Xbox hard drive right now.
And when I want to...
Between that and Arc.
Oh, you can delete Arc, because I have it on my computer. So you can delete it.
Okay. The amount of times that I was like, can I delete Arc? And you were like, no, it took 8 years to install
It did. It was like a sunk cost fallacy or whatever,
And
where
then,
I was
and then
like,
you played it once.
it was a whole thing too that night because like our kid wouldn't stop downloading random shit, and I was just like, I'm trying to download a game. Can you please stop downloading things? And they were like, sorry, I keep hiccuping and I can't stop.
Oh, you're good.
They were like, no, I'm not gonna stop downloading things. I'm like, but I want to play my game. And then they kept doing it, and then it took my game like 8,000 years to download.
Sam says, I think that's another reason my brain isn't into new/upcoming games. They got so damn big. Yeah.
They take so long to download, and then I'm disinterested by the time they're done. I'm like, if you can instantly give me this game, I want it now.
I mean,
I was a
coming.
you know the whole like, do you want a piece of candy now or
The marshmallow test.
Yeah, whatever. Marshmallow candy doesn't
Or
change.
do you want to later?
Yeah, or do you want to later? I'd be like, I want now. Give me the marshmallow now.
Yeah. And I was always the autistic kid that broke that test of like, I don't like marshmallows. So never. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, can I wait extra long time and get a completely different snack?
Sam says, just let me put in a cart and play immediately again. Yes. Soggy says, new Oblivion equals 120 gigabytes.
Oh, I know. That was Jeff's, was it Tuesday night?
He was very drunk.
He got absolutely obliterated at Taco Tuesday. And just like...
It was probably the final Taco Tuesday because we have a friend who's losing a job and is going to have to like take a different job for way less money that's going to take up it's going to have to work during Taco Tuesday, which we've like every other Tuesday we've done for like 4 years?
3.
Uninterrupted.
Yeah,
It's been every other Tuesday, and it's a place. It's got dollar beers and dollar tacos at this restaurant on Tuesdays. We've gone every other Tuesday, and then it was ending for sad reasons, and so and he's in a state where he's just like, I want to drink to not feel this, and I was like, I'm being a good friend. And
that's how Jeff justifies his alcoholism. I'm being a good friend.
I don't drink that often anymore, but like I also understand that's how if the toxic masculinity, we're raised to not feel things. So when bad shit happens, there's only a few paths.
Yeah, I get that. Sorry, there was a hair.
And that's one of them. Sam says that's how I justified my alcoholism. So I was, I got home and I immediately was like, yeah, I was like, yay, Oblivion. And then I was like, oh, it's $50. And I was like, oh, Game Pass, it's on Game Pass. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, I'm going to download it. And then I needed to go to sleep, but I was just so annoyed that I couldn't just play Oblivion. And I was like, I want to play Oblivion.
Yes.
Selena's like, you need to go to bed. And it was just downloading.
Yeah.
Downloading.
We were like, I think we were planning on watching something, maybe. Or like, I don't remember, but it was like, it had 17 minutes left, and you're like, I'm not going to make it the 17 minutes. And I was like, okay. Do you want to go to bed then? You're like, no. Like, but you just said you're not going to make it.
I want to play Oblivion.
For once the roles were reversed, and it wasn't me being like, I want to do this thing. Like, I felt bad because it was like, I could tell you were just tired. You needed to go to sleep.
Sam said that's how I justified my alcoholism, and that ended up really badly, so I got sober. Congrats to you for getting sober. Was it the friends thing, or the processing feeling things, or both? Soggy says, I don't think I justified my alcoholism. I just got called out on it by my wife, so I got sober. Congrats to you, too.
That's valid.
Yeah, I definitely had a problem, and... it is definitely something that I will have to keep an eye on in the future because post-divorce, post-everything, the Jeff that met Selena was definitely a Jeff that was like, it was an issue. But these days, I almost never drink.
Neither of us do. I was drinking a lot freshly out of my shitty, abusive relationship. And then I would drink socially a lot too because I don't feel comfortable in like in-person social situations with like lots of people. That's just not. I'm uncomfy.
Well, that's the odd thing with the taco night thing is it's like it's going away now, but it also was like a thing that like it fit into our lives better when we were kind of drunken messes and doesn't fit into our lives as well now, and it's been it's been more of a like, oh, we should go, like we should not go.
We're just so busy now, like we work all the time, like 90% of the time Tuesday. 14 months.
14 months is insane.
That's crazy.
That was a celebrity. No, not celebrity. That was a pop culture Jeopardy question with all the lyrics to that song.
Yes.
And I just stared at Selena and I was like, you should know this. Thank you so much, Vince. You're wonderful. Sam says the drinking was a problem. I was drinking way too much and put in bad situations. Yeah, that's not good. I just didn't want to acknowledge it for a long time. Although, weird side effect is I definitely got big distance with some close friends because I'm not as fun now. That's really silly, and I'm sorry they treat you that way. Foggy says, I think I drank to fit in and show that I could do it. Insert long therapy diatribe here. Yeah, I think you have like two eras of Jeff off the rails with alcohol. The first is like when I first became an adult out of the house, and I never had like the teenage experience with substances because I was a good little pastor's kid. And then 18, 19-year-old Jeff was just like, whoa!
It's so funny because like I had too much experience with alcohol as a teenager. I was drinking absinthe at like 15.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, it's not.
It's not good.
And then when I became an adult, I didn't really want to drink. And then like after I broke up with my ex, something in my brain just like clicked or snapped or whatever. And I was like, I don't know if you want to call it like regressed or whatever, but I definitely like backslid and was just like, cool, I'm going to just start drinking again. Cause like, what else do you do? The answer to that is go to therapy and like work on yourself. But
therapy's good and helpful.
But my brain was like, nah, I'm just gonna go to a nightclub every Monday and get almost blackout drunk. And to be fair, I'm a pretty fun person to drink with. I like to go on adventures. I like to be like, guys, let's go over here now.
As
and
someone
like run.
Who's charged with protecting you, you are not always a fun person to drink.
Why? Why not? I just like to explore and go to new places.
You sure do.
Yeah.
I love you a lot. Yeah, and then the 2010s was Jeff being off the rails with weed. Because I had no ability to set boundaries or understanding of how that works. And the boundaries that were working for me were the fact that my parents lived on the other side of the country. And I was like, don't have to figure out boundaries because they live over there.
Yeah.
And I see them like once a year. And then it's a lot when I do, but that works. And then my parents were like, hey, we're moving back to Michigan now. And I was like, okay, I don't know what to do about this. And my friend was like, you should buy a bong. And I was like, I should. And then
sounds great.
I lost the next 3 years of my life. And I mean lost. They're gone.
You don't have that information in your noggin.
I know there's a lot of Bob's Burgers.
That's fair. That's a good time to
I don't have a lot of other information about that era. And then I plan to head out to Rad Raptor Comics this weekend. Nice. I'm even raising Kay's chicken.
We will be there.
That's a good adventure. That's a solid adventure. And then post-divorce Jeff was a hot mess, but luckily I found a Selena during it. So, and then it was really weird. Like I literally remember, and these are crazy sentences to say, but I remember saying out loud to Selena, like, it's really weird that I enjoy spending time with you sober.
And I was like, huh. Yeah.
Like, that's not a thing that one should want in a partner or expect in a partner. That, like, it's very. But I was like, I was like hoeing around and like doing it, but like in every other instance, that was
You would be inebriated.
I was drunky Jeff out on the town.
Yeah. And you're
then,
like, oh, I don't actually need to or want to be drunk.
It wasn't even like a want, because sometimes I did, but it was like I didn't have to. Like I'd suddenly like look around and be like, oh, I'm sober. Like tonight, like we're just hanging out.
Yeah. Sometimes like, and I would drink around you. Like we would finish off whole bottles of wine sometimes, but like most of the time I was far more sober than you.
Yeah.
And like,
so in my Mad Men era, I drink a lot of whiskey.
Yes.
I would just like sit and be a sad man sipping whiskey.
Yeah, that was part of kind of sort of a pickup line. Not really pick up line because you'd already picked me up at that point, but it was like a riz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I was just sitting and
sipping whiskey or something.
Looking sad.
Not looking sad. I don't think you said I'm looking sad. I think you were just like, I'm in my armchair sipping whiskey or something, and I was like, that guy. Yeah, I picked that one. No, I had to be sober at least for the first part of our hangouts because I had to walk from my apartment to your house, and like there's like a bridge in between, and like I don't want to be drunk walking down that bridge. It's not a good time. It's not a good time sober either, honestly.
Okay, missed a bunch. Soggy said, also, I forgot to put coffee grounds in the machine, so I made a pot of hot water. No. Sam says Bob's Burgers sounds correct for that time period. Alternatively, one day I turned the coffee pot on without water. The coffee maker was not happy. I've done both of those things, and that one's way worse.
I did the water thing. Yeah. Without water, and I got mad because I was like, what do you mean there's no water in it? You're like, you have to put water in it.
Yes, it was on stream.
And I was like, are you sure? There's not water in it already? Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I was used to Keurigs at that point.
Keurigs, you also have to add water.
Yeah, but you don't have to add water every single
that's
time.
True,
yeah, that's what I was used to.
Soggy says,
my brain works in routine.
I'm surprised I enjoy being with you sober. That is a hell of a statement. To which Vince also said, oof. Yeah, like I said, it sounds insane to say now.
Yeah.
But it was just my entire dating life, and there was a lot of it.
There sure was.
None of it was sober. And so it was like, it was weird. It's the thing. God bless patient therapists. And I don't mean like therapists of patients. I mean like therapists that are patient.
Yeah.
Because the amount of times in my life that were like, I don't know, I've been smoking weed for like 3 years because I don't know how to do what to do because my parents moved back home and like they're just gonna like, you set boundaries.
Yeah.
Why do they like? Well, what boundaries have you set with them?
None.
The concept, I had no idea. Or like,
my favorite thing is that your therapist knew we were gonna be it before I think you and I figured it out. Yeah,
she just kept pushing me subtly.
Just kind of like a gentle, yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, what's going on with this? It was great because she would just like sit and wait, and as I went on like this tirade of like the 7 new people I met that week and like the everything else, and then she'd be like, so what about Selena? What's going on?
That's really sweet.
I'd be like, I don't know, this reason. Like, have you thought about this? Like, would just always just kind of,
yeah.
I think she could just tell the way I talked about you. You know, it was a like he says, the only mistake I could make is either not putting grounds in it or don't hit start. Big brain move.
Sorry.
Sam says also once back when I had a Keurig, I started a cup of coffee, walked to my desk, and sat down. After a second, realized my mug wasn't on my desk. Ran back to a huge mess in the kitchen. Oh no!
Oh no!
Vince says, I've avoided the coffee issues by doing French press. It would be extra dumb to make just hot water with French press. Yes. I loved my French press. I hated cleaning it. I could
Well,
never.
guess what? I like to clean. Kind of, sort of. Don't tell our kids that. But, like,
Okay.
I like to clean certain things. So maybe I would enjoy cleaning a French press because I've never had a French press.
There's a lot of coffee grounds that get in the everything.
And you just spray it out.
Okay.
Right?
I possibly. There's a reason I don't have one anymore is because I've stressed out about that. Good morning, Shiki. Shiki says, "Pass Jeff, you dumb slut." Love you so much. Vince said it was my solution not wanting to support Keurig's unrecyclable pod cups. Yeah, that shit sucks.
That's valid. I didn't know they were unrecyclable.
Yeah, they're shitty. That's part of the many reasons that I want to go back to just traditional
Wait,
coffee
don't they
shit.
have like the little plastic Keurig cups that you can pour grounds into?
Yeah, but
I had one of those.
Aren't those still disposable or no?
No, they're like hard plastic. You
Oh,
wash
maybe,
them out,
I
I
don't know.
thought. I don't know. I don't. I liked the idea of using a Keurig and I liked the like convenience, but half the time it gathered dust on my counter.
Yeah, Sam was talking about them. Yeah, I was a comment away from that where he says, Vince, yeah, I hate how wasteful they are. We also got 3 fillable cups and just use normal coffee grounds.
Yeah.
You clean and wash them, Jeff. And you can use the grounds in your garden that you want to start. Yeah.
We should do that.
We need to start a garden.
Yes. We need to get our yard under control.
Yes.
I have many people offering to be like, hey, you want me to come over? Like, we can have a whole day and just like...
I tell them yes
la,
every
la,
time.
la, and I'm like, yeah. And then, like, I think just everybody's super busy all the time. Just intention-wise, everyone's like, yes. And then people have to work and do other life stuff. But you could ask my grandpa. He's retired.
Does he garden?
I mean,
Is
he
he a gardener?
yard works, if that's a word.
They try to make them Keurig only cups now. That's wild. Good game breaking their lockout. That's so stupid. Yeah, because Shiki said there's reusable ones, but research them because some suck and don't work well with many Keurigs. That's stupid. That's stupid.
I want a French press.
Okay, we'll get a French press. Marvel Rivals support players are going on strike. This is from Kenneth Shepard.
I honestly thought we already read this article. I like blacked out.
We read the headline, and then you said, that's what I'm doing. I'm on strike. And then we talked for 24 minutes about whatever we just talked about.
Is it clear I have not taken my meds yet this morning? I'm going to go do that.
Being a support player in a hero shooter is a thankless job. You keep everyone alive, and then your bad teammates still blame you when they run off and die, trying to 1v6 the enemy team. Things have gotten so bad in the eyes of some Marvel rival strategist mains that a group of them are going on strike by refusing to play the role and instead queuing up to play as tank and damage heroes instead. The inception of the strike comes from a few places. Some players argue that strategist heroes are penalized by Marvel Rivals' ranking system, which prioritizes kill counts over other stats like healing or damage mitigated, unfairly penalizing players for focusing on keeping their teammates topped off rather than popping heads. Support heroes have also been on the receiving end of several nerfs over the course of the game's first 3 seasons. Often the only thanks they get are harassment and blame from their teammates, all while content creators like streamer Necros criticize support players on their platforms. In a thread on the Marvel Rivals subreddit, user Revolutionary AD6480 wrote about the strike and why attitudes like the one Necros expressed on his stream have so many strategist players disillusioned with the game, saying that if it points to a growing cultural problem within the community. We're not asking to be glorified or seen as the hardest role, because I don't think we are, they wrote. We just want basic respect. It's tiring to be called brain dead or worthless when your stats are solid and you're playing your role the way it's meant to be played. The movement has spread across other social media platforms, including X and TikTok. However, there are a fair number of detractors casting doubts on the size of the movement, with several rival streamers making fun of the whole thing and calling it dramatic. As of yet, it's unclear if the message is getting through to those in the community who need to hear it. Maybe those players will get it when they got to swap over to strategists themselves because nobody's healing. This is why not just not play the game if it's toxic or bad. Yeah, that's a good question. Sam says, when I used to play Overwatch and Paladins, I'd be such an aggressive frontline healer. No one expected me to kill them because I was supposed to heal. Shiki says, this has been a huge issue since Overwatch, LMAO. People are so shitty healers. Ugh, heal me. You ran off like an idiot. Yeah, and they're human beings that are playing these characters, but they treat them the way that they do that like when a child is losing and they're like, oh, the controller, it's the controller. They do that. It's like, oh, the healer. Sam says, it's been an issue in every team game, even Dota and League of Legends. Blaming healers is a meme. Yeah, but they're human beings, and this is why I don't. This is one of the many reasons why I just don't play multiplayer games, because it's like I feel this way sometimes, like playing co-op board games too, and co-op board games had become a really big thing in the last like 10-15 years. You have a question?
Sorry. Waiting on a day.
We can handle all this, not right now.
Okay, well,
Okay, I can.
I was in the bathroom and I was like, I'll just respond to it right now.
Okay, I will address that after the show.
Okay, I just know everyone likes this.
Okay, well,
we don't wait.
We're also scheduled to be live on the air from 9 to 11, and everybody knows that. So like, it's fine that we're unavailable during this time. What? Okay, so once again, I was taught this thing called drawing boundaries. The thing you're allowed to do, even if you're raised in a house that made you think that you're not allowed to do such things. Boundaries are a good thing. Sam says yes, and we should address the toxicity of gaming, and maybe parents need to teach their kids not to be shitty, but striking one kind of class doesn't seem like it would do much. Yeah. Well, it's like I said, I was talking about co-op board games, which have become a thing over the last like 10-15 years, and they're not fun, because you sit down and one player will often be like, okay, you did. One player just starts playing for everybody quite often, because they're like, this is a strategy we have to do to win.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
I just prefer that because I hate board games.
If you're playing a co-op board game, there should be like some amount of chaos of just like, okay, we're all doing our own thing.
People get mad at me when I play cooperative board games and I do it my own way, because
that's exactly what I'm saying though. That's the problem with that. That's the problem with Overwatch. That's the problem with all these things. It's just like there becomes a right way to play, and they optimize the fun out of all these things. Sam says, I like boundaries. Yeah, me too. Sagi says, they do that little kid thing with, okay, now you're gonna do this. Yes. Sagi said, I'm not there to win, I'm there to have fun. Yes. Sam said, the last time I played Monopoly, I accidentally caused inflation. Yes, I love that story. Have you heard that story?
I don't think so.
Where Sam slowly took all the ones in the game and just...
Oh, I vaguely remember this being discussed, I think, yeah.
And made sure there was no ones available at all, and so people had to spend there was no ones available.
Yeah.
So they had to accidentally, Shiki says, yeah. It's amazing. Amazing strategy. try to do this one before Shiki has to leave. Guy Ritchie mixes Indiana Jones and National Treasure with John Krasinski, a new streaming film.
Damn, that's John Krasinski now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Jim Halpert didn't do it for you, but this version does.
the older he gets.
Attention history buffs and people who long for the time movie stars uncovering centuries-old secrets. The next big blockbuster history-focused adventure is just around the corner.
I think it's also that jacket.
It's tweed.
Yeah, it reminds me of the jacket you used to have. Or that you had, like, you have a picture of you in a tweed jacket.
Yeah.
I think that was, like, for an article or something that you did.
It was an article about me.
Yeah, the article about you
Yeah.
for the store.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fountain of Youth, starring A Quiet Place John Krasinski, Academy Award winner Natalie Portman, Isa Gonzalez from Three Body Problem, and Domhnall Gleeson of Ex Machina fame, is Apple TV Plus's upcoming action-adventure film with director Guy Ritchie. Lock, Stock, Smoking Barrels, and Snatch, and what do they say here? They talk about Mobland, but, like, it's Guy Ritchie. Director Guy Ritchie, it seems like The Fountain of Youth might be the next big National Treasure or Indiana Jones style film. The latest trailer sure does prove its ability to bring back the gone but not forgotten genre. The director is teaming up with Apple TV Plus to usher new viewers into the summer of 2025 with the at-home treasure. Why are they not trying to put this on screen? It's fine. Is Fountain of Youth the Uncharted film we've been waiting for? I love that they pitch it as the Uncharted film. That's really silly and not just like, hey, it's in Uncharted is Tomb Raider and Tomb Raider was Indiana Jones. It's Indiana Jones. But
Watch out! Coming through!
Did you know your brother's linked to a string of high-profile art thefts?
That he did not mention.
Can you at least tell me where he is?
If I knew where he was, you'd be the first to know. He's put me in somewhat awkward position. Luke! What are you doing?
It's like Dad said, the reward is in the journey.
Not when the journey ends in jail.
Gosh, she's so
How do you know
pretty.
that?
Because I've done
she's
this.
very pretty.
Watch. And it never ends in jail.
Sometimes it ends in jail.
Please.
My, like, thigh panic right now is just...
I'm still wondering why I'm here.
There's one story. 5 continents over thousands of years.
We're looking for the Fountain of Youth.
And you do...
I do the money.
Do you have a boat?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a plane?
Pack your bags. You coming?
Well, if you're going.
In the 1600s, 6 artists hid a clue in their paintings.
Dad spent most of his life searching for it.
It is
What are you
weird
expected
that they
to get from the fountain?
My dad to get his reputation.
kind of made Indiana Jones it's like the Mummy and like not a lot of movies like this. I guess you get National Treasures kind of in this vein.
For thousands of years, we have ensured that it remained hidden.
Oh, Stanley Tucci
Flying a kite in the
instantly
night
bumps the
storm.
movie up a couple
Stop
points.
it now, or we will stop you.
Do you think we should just get the kiss out of the way now? No. All right. We'll come back to that. There's a power in there behind.
Okay, you guys sold me on it. Why is this trailer still going? Do I
That
need to
seems,
watch
like,
the whole
excessive.
movie?
Is it a movie or...
It's a movie.
TV
yeah,
show.
it's a movie.
Oh, it just says Apple TV Plus, so...
It's a movie coming to Apple TV Plus.
Stop! A movie coming to Apple TV?
I with ya. Plus.
I thought Apple TV was just TV shows.
No, Apple TV is a device. Apple TV Plus is a network on that device.
I need to sit down.
I'll make you a flowchart. It's fine. Why is it just
Because it's never gonna stop now. It's forever playing.
it's just going. Okay. Natalie Portman, best known for her role in The Heyday of Insensitive Bastards. Shiki says, oh, okay, but I actually wouldn't hate him as a Nathan Drake. No, I think he would do great. The casting Hiddleston as Nathan Drake was like one of the weirdest choices I've ever seen. Or is it Hiddleston? Tom with the Spider-Man kid.
What?
Spider-Man kid. What's his name? Tom Holland?
Holland, yeah. You were scaring me. I was like, I don't know, dude.
What is up, Papa Burgers? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Hiddleston as Loki.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think Loki was...
I was talking about, they made little Spider Boy Nathan Drake, and I was like, why? The only person that could have
Did you just call him Little Spider Boy?
I did call him Little Spider Boy.
Oh.
Affectionately,
he's your baby.
He is a baby. I really the only person that like my brain was like, yeah, that could be Nathan Drake is like a much younger what the fuck's the dude's name? Castle and Firefly and
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah. Nathan Fillion would have been a perfect Nathan Drake.
Oh god.
And then I could maybe see it with this. Yeah, I love him as well. Also, he's in the new Superman movie playing one of the most obnoxious DC characters ever created, like in a fun way of being obnoxious, and they're letting him be as obnoxious. He's got the dumb, stupid haircut. He's got I'm so excited.
Oh, the bowl cut.
Yeah.
I remember that.
They made an Uncharted short with him. Nice. I didn't even know that. Sydney Sweeney, 2-star in...
The chat is going.
Oh, no, you mean Guy. Yeah, Guy Gardner.
Well, I thought you missed something. Never mind.
Oh, Sam said, actually, I'm pretty sure Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker.
I thought like above that even. I don't know. I can't read that chat either, to be honest. Like I can see it moving and I can vaguely see some of the sentences, but I'm getting new glasses soon. This won't be a problem
Sam
anymore.
said Jeff has missed so much chat. I told the Monopoly story, someone up there. I told the Monopoly story.
But it's Sam's story.
I'm sorry. I did miss a lot of chat. Sagi said, if that means winning, cool. If not, I'm happy being a goblin. Sam said, I'd assumed I was going to lose, so I made it my goal to trade all my money for ones and then the fives. The other players had to overpay rent because they couldn't zero in on the actual price. It was hilarious. I ended up winning, though. Yes, that's amazing, and I love
perfect.
it. Sagi says, OMG, I love Three Body Problem. Also, it sounds like they chose the most random references for actors and directors. All these articles always do, and it's drives me crazy, and we've gone on rants about it before. Sam said, Jeff talking about movies this guy did made me think of how mad he was they wouldn't say Elijah Wood was from Lord of the Rings the other day. Yes, that was, yeah.
Okay, you're caught up now.
Sagi says, hi, Lena.
Hi.
Sam says, you told it wrong. I'm so sorry. Sydney Sweeney to star in Split Fiction film adaptation from director John M. Chu of Deadpool and Wolverine writers. This is from Jennifer Maas, M-A-A-S.
Maas.
Over at Variety. Said Sydney Sweeney is set to star in the film adaptation of the video game Split Fiction with John M. Chu directing. Variety has learned the script for the movie is being written by Deadpool and Wolverine screenwriters Rhett
I wonder
Reese.
how long I can shake this thing at him until he realizes.
What?
It finished developing.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Very cute.
I was mostly shaking it because you're supposed to shake Polaroids, but also to show you. And it was actually kind of amusing to me because I was like looking at the camera and watching you just not notice.
I was reading the article.
You're very zoned in.
Shiki said, can we... Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
for
for
the
the follow.
follow.
Someone get that guy some food.
What?
Starved British guy.
Oh. I couldn't read the.
Do you need a sandwich?
I couldn't read the username.
British guy look?
Because it was moving around.
Oh, is this not helpful to see something?
Well, I wasn't trying to have you look at it while I was moving it. I was trying to get your attention.
Sydney Sweeney is set to star in a film adaptation of video game Split Fiction. The Split Fiction film will be produced by Mike Goldberg and Dimitri M. Johnson's Story Kitchen, formerly DJ2 Entertainment, which is taking out the talent package now to studios and Choose Electric Somewhere. Sweeney is set to executive produce from developer Hazelight Studios and publisher Electronic Arts. Split Fiction blends fantasy and science fiction following a pair of authors, Mio and Zoe, who become trapped in worlds they wrote, written by director and Hazelight Studio chief Joseph Fares and Sebastian Johansson. People really like that game. I've not played it or seen much of it. I would like to. That would be a fun stream game potentially because we'd both play.
I was being a goblin last night and biting our child.
Yeah, our 11-year-old was like, I didn't sleep at all because Waffles wouldn't let me sleep.
Waffles sometimes likes to like crawl into people's beds and nibble on their hands. It's really weird.
It's like an affectionate nibble, but
it's sweet.
It's
like,
unnerving when it's the middle of the night.
It's her way of being like, hi, I love you, I want to snuggle. It's like how she lets you know that she wants to snuggle. But if you're asleep, you're like, oh my God, like I'm just trying to sleep, and you'll turn away. And then she'll double down and be like, I'm going to bite your hands more. It's like, bro, stop. You don't need to do that.
She says, interesting way to say hi. Yes. I've not played Split Fiction. We probably should at some point because people say it's really, really good and it's like a co-op game and I will say this is that like Sydney Sweeney, for whatever reason, is the person who is most popped out of Euphoria. Like,
Popped out of Euphoria.
Yes.
She was in other things.
Correct. As were a lot of other people. But like,
did you know that Rue's sister is Riley?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that, but like I had forgotten. And then
we also knew that at the time we watched it.
I know, but I forgot because it had been a while since I seen that episode.
But of the people in Euphoria, in the pre-Euphoria, during, post, or I guess it's during now times, like she's gotten the biggest like from Euphoria, right?
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
She's probably running out of chances, unfortunately, the way Hollywood works and stuff. She needs something to like really cement her as like a star outside of that show. And yeah. I feel bad because like she's gotten the most like, yeah, you're the star, let's go with this, and her ability to pick projects has not been very good.
Yeah.
Like,
isn't she in the
Madam Web?
No, I don't care about that.
I know. No one did.
No, I care about one movie that she was in that was kind of scary. It was like a horror. Wasn't she in the weird
Immaculate?
Yeah,
that's arguably been her most successful. That or that rom-com are kind of her most successful.
Okay.
It had a very forgettable name, like Get Over It or something, anywhere but here. Something. It was like a phrase. It was a rom-com. This is the problem, is that she's been in a lot of movies over the last like 3 or 4 years.
And Google doesn't exist, so we can't Google it.
Papa Bear says, write something up for her, Jeffrey. You're a pretty big guy. Yeah, I'm huge. I'll take care of it. Sydney Sweeney. Anyone But You is the movie I was trying to come up with the title.
The literal second or third movie on that list is that Immaculate.
Yeah, I was saying that's
it's Euphoria, it's that movie, and then Immaculate.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying.
Sorry, I keep hiccuping.
Where's her I'm just looking for her filmography. Oh, it's television. Okay. So, She's one of the many like not yet famous people in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that's super famous now. Which is so you have when did Euphoria hit? Around like 2021?
I don't know because like I was late watching it and it just like it took a lot for me to
2019.
even watch it.
So the first season's hitting about the same time Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is hitting. So you have since then Nocturne, which is another horror movie that looks cool, but I've never heard of. The Voyeurs, an erotic thriller film.
The
Okay.
Voyeurs?
Yeah. Night Teeth is a 2021 American vampire film directed by Andrew Randall. Okay. But she's not like the lead in a lot of those. All right, now it starts in 2023. Reality, which was a 2023 American crime drama film that I don't think anyone here
I've never heard of it.
Anyone But You, which is that rom-com that did okay, but like
I never watched it.
Yeah.
I think you did, but
Madam Web,
never watched it.
which
Don't
is
care.
um
Can't force me to.
Burger says, "Oh baby, you had me at erotic." Immaculate,
I watched that.
Eden.
Didn't watch that. She's in White Lotus.
Yes.
Yes. Well, we were talking about things that she was in before and talking about how she wasn't exactly like successful, but she's in White Lotus.
Yeah, in 2021.
Was she in Euphoria before?
Yeah.
When did Euphoria come out even?
2019 was the first season. And then
Okay.
there was ages in between first and second. The second season was happening in like 2023, I think.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be like another year or two before.
I remember I was watching it and you were just like, what is this? And I was like, it's Euphoria. And you were like, oh. And then we like restarted it. And then you were actually invested in the dramas.
Sam said, I wonder what my most successful thing is. And then Sam said, apparently, according to YouTube, it's me almost dying in a Mario randomizer. I don't know if I had to pin down what my most successful thing is. I don't know. It's probably just in a very general way people would remember the story. Well, how do you measure success? Like
Most people, if you're going by like most people have viewed it or most people know about it, then
for a long time it was the fucking beef jerky song. So I could
I
not
think
get
now
away
it
from
would be
that.
the Sailor Moon song.
The Sailor Moon song?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder what mine would be.
I don't know. Or no, it'd probably be the Baby Yoda song these days.
Oh, yeah. Or Hot Dog.
Yeah.
Sad guy in a hot dog. Especially if you consider how famous you are in China now.
That's true. I
Like,
forgot about that.
Actually, yeah, you know what? That's your most successful thing. Now I want to know what mine is.
Being a sad guy in a hot dog costume.
It might be actually the Dork Duck announcement thing we did on TikTok might be mine.
Oh, just announcing that we're doing TikTok.
I guess if you're going by like how many, I don't know.
Your most famous thing is the like would be, if we're going just by like sheer numbers, would be the toaster strudel thing.
Toaster strudel.
Yeah. Have you forgotten about this
Oh,
already?
yeah. I remember.
I
just was so confused by the toaster strudel.
Since
thing.
Jeff's greatest success is selling hot dog Jeff boxers, I mean, it's a legacy.
You can say that someone paid money for a picture for boxers with a photo of you as a hot dog on them.
All over it.
Yeah, so that's success if I've ever considered it.
Big Papa Burger says never finished the first season of Euphoria.
It's difficult. I don't think I could rewatch it. I started watching it when I was like 25, and I'm 24. Wait, 26.
It's for what it is.
I've grown so much from the time that
for what it is really well made. but the thing that it is kind of a flawed thing. But it's
Yes.
like it would have really.
Also-
It is an elongated.
Also, Drake, like, has something to do with
Okay.
it, and we don't
But
like
it's
Drake.
that's true. But it's basically like an elongated, drawn out version of something like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And it's like it's very silly how some people will be like talk about the Fast Times at Ridgemont High from their youth and be like, that movie's good, but
Yeah.
Euphoria is terrible, or I love Freaks and Geeks, but Euphoria is terrible. And like I like Freaks and Geeks more than I like Euphoria. I like Dazed and Confused more than I like Euphoria. But Dazed and Confused and
Well, those are sort of almost not comedy, but like those are more comedy centric than Euphoria. I would describe Euphoria as more of a drama than a comedy.
they're definitely both. Well, that's why I said Fast Times first, because Fast Times goes some fucked up places.
Sure, I realize that, but like I think Euphoria is not so concerned with being a comedy.
Do you know the story of how Fast Times at Ridgemont High came to be?
No, I don't, because I've never seen it.
Okay. So yeah, I made you watch the movie Almost Famous,
Yeah.
which is one of my favorite movies, right?
Yes.
Which is made by Cameron Crowe, which is about real life Cameron Crowe,
Mm-hmm.
who at like 14 was writing for Rolling Stone and touring around with bands and stuff.
Yeah.
Because he was a weird kid and he faked being older and pulled that off, right?
Sure.
So basically didn't go to high school like a normal kid.
Yeah.
At 21 years old, and he looked like a baby. He was one of those people like yourself who like always looked younger than he did. At 21 years old, he convinced Rolling Stone and a high school to let him go to a high school and pretend to be a high school student. And he pretended to be a high school student, and he like
Wrote about what was happening in the high school?
everything that was happening in the high school.
Oh. Why have I never seen that?
And that turned into a book, which then turned into the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
And they're like real ass people.
Bug.
Like Spicoli, the thing that made Sean Penn's career, was based after a real life person who's like, I don't fucking like that movie's out, that like people are.
Because they're made after real people?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't really ask for their consent or anything.
Also, the high school let a 20-year-old Rolling Stone reporter pretend to be a high school student.
Sorry, I keep getting distracted by Bug.
How you fellow teenagers doing? That's 100% what happened. So, like, when people like talk about stuff like that or the movie Never Been Kissed, like, that's so weird. Like, what a dumb, weird concept for a movie. It happened
actually
in real
happened,
life.
yeah. Schools aren't really concerned with
Safety.
well, safety and just checking the ages of students in general. Half the time I get dragged out of the car at elementary school, so like this is unsurprising to me.
Sam says Shiki definitely has me beat. She wrote a book and crochets me things that make everyone jealous. Her crochet accomplishments are fucking insane. Every time I see those, I'm like, what the fuck?
They're so cool.
I can't do any kind of like crafty thing. Big Papa Burgers says the 80s were crazy. They indeed were. Magic the Gathering's Final Fantasy is already
It hasn't even come out yet. Has it?
Is already the best-selling expansion in history.
And it hasn't even come out yet, so they're going by like pre-orders.
I guess.
I like am highly, highly considering it, but like also I'm so I don't know.
Consume stuff.
Well,
Buy
remember
everything.
when our friend was like, hey, I was going to buy some magic cards and then I realized it was like crack and I decided not to. That's essentially where I'm at. Is like, if I open that door again, I'm so scared.
We were so broke during Bloomborough. If anything was going to get us back in, it was going to be that, because
but we don't.
we
have-
bought like 2
It's
packs.
not like we're not broke now, so
Right.
I don't know how I'm affording this Final Fantasy expansion.
Vince said, "Oh boy, here we go. Distributor orders or retailer orders." That's a good question. And what FF game? Oh, FF Magic cards. Yeah. This is from Jason Finelli over at GameSpot, who says the upcoming collaboration between Magic the Gathering and Final Fantasy continues to be the most anticipated expansion of the year. I guess. Today during, it's just a weird statement. Like
maybe the expansion for Magic.
Yeah.
But not the expansion of anything.
Yeah, it's just that's a lot. Today during a call with investors, Hasbro CEO Chris Cox. His name's Cox, revealed just how popular the set is proving to be, as Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy is already the best-selling set in the game's history, with over 30 days before its June 13th launch.
I mean, that makes sense. It's like, as somebody who collects things, and sometimes doesn't even, like, in the past, I'm a lot more, like, picky about collecting things now, because A, I am slightly more broke, and B, I'm more picky because it gets out of hand. But like, think about it. People who like Final Fantasy are probably just getting these Magic cards because they're Final Fantasy. People are probably getting these Magic cards because they think they'll be worth something. And Magic players are getting them because, fuck yeah, that's cool if you play Magic and there's Final Fantasy and you like both of those things.
So weird.
So like, you're adding all three of those things together. It does kind of make sense that like...
I don't think I've sat down and played a game of Magic since I did with Vince, and that was 3 or 4 years ago now. Someone shared the picture in a group chat the other day. It's been a minute. And
we played oh my god, it's been 3 years.
We've not played any games of Magic since we moved into the new shop, the new storefront.
Yeah, no, you're right, because we used to have like a group that would play, and then that kind of fell apart.
One of the D&D sessions with Vince just turned into a Magic game instead, and I think that's the last time that I've played Magic. And it's so crazy to me because so much has changed since then that if I sat down to play Magic at a table now and everyone was bringing their cards, it would be like Funko Pops, where it'd be like, well, my Gandalf blocks your
I remember
Moogle. What the fuck are we doing?
It's been almost 3 or 4 years since I got that Gengar plushie.
Yeah.
Because I remember I paused a whole Magic game to go to GameStop and get a Gengar plushie.
Yeah.
I literally like drove in the rain and like I was texting people while I was driving. I would wait until I got to GameStop. I was like updating them like real time. Like, I've acquired the Gengar plushie. And like, yeah. Oh, that makes me really sad. I miss those days. It was like everybody that I worked with at the pizza place, and like,
yeah, it was fun.
It was.
Sam said MTG crossovers make me sad. Me too. Burger says also a new Monster Prom came out yesterday. I get Dork Duck vibes for it. What's a Monster Prom?
What? That sounds vaguely familiar. I bet I can Google it first.
Okay, you go for it. Vince says now if they would make their in-universe stuff all good and stop doing hat sets. I don't know what hat sets are, but sure. Sam said, I'm not an MTG player. I detest companies that own it. It makes me sad. Final Fantasy partnered with them.
Oh, it's a multiplayer dating simulation game where players take on the role of a monster trying to secure a prom date within 3 weeks. Game Grumps played it.
Oh, okay. It's multiplayer?
Apparently now it is.
What do you do in the multiplayer?
I don't know. I'm just here reading the description.
Sam said, I can never like that brand after they sent the Pinkertons to that YouTuber's house to commit armed robbery because they sent the wrong review pack early. And whoever makes that call is Vince says hat sets are in universe, but now the planeswalkers are cowboys or detectives or race car drivers. Ugh. I hate everything.
But Arthur Morgan as a Magic card kind of slap. I'm not gonna lie.
Burger says, yeah, my internet friends multiplayed it. Didn't watch them play it. Okay. Maybe we'll look into it. And about your Gengar adventure says, oh, sure, you weren't texting and driving. She doesn't. I'm the one that's bad at that.
Yeah. I was a good cookie.
Yeah. Vince says, my roasted glasses blame Wizard of the Coast bad choices on Hasbro's dominion over them. I can neither confirm or deny that I've had run-ins with the company Hasbro, because I may or may not have signed NDAs, and I may or may not have not
Is
kind
this-
things to say about that company.
You don't have to say anything. We were just talking about this.
We were just talking
Okay.
about this.
Yep. Never mind.
Cost me a lot of money, that company, maybe. if
Wait, I
I'm
don't
saying
think you can even say that if you signed an NDA.
what? It's fine.
It's not. Stop. To be fair, I don't know how NDAs work, but they sound scary. So stop.
I'm at this weird point now. I'm on no one's radar right now, but
That's what you think.
I used to be, and I could be again. So I'm in this weird like wallow middle period where I'm just like, whatever. Like I'm sure.
Yeah,
but I
until
have to be
they
careful.
pull your fucking VOD from the.
Would no, I have to be careful because like I was just like fucking around on. It wasn't here. Fortunately, like this space seems to not overlap with that space at all, which is nice.
What space? What?
But like I was just talking, I thought to like a friend the other day, but it wasn't like a public-y social media space, but I was just talking to a friend, and all of a sudden people were sending me like news articles where I'm quoted, and I'm like, what the
What? Okay, yeah, you gotta show me later. I have no idea what you're talking about. You did not tell me this happened.
It was all during like the like diamond thing, and like during the like all of that.
Oh, okay.
Which is like, it's so, I'm fucking, no, but it's just the world of comics is so small. It's tiny. And it's like, I am the tiniest speck in it. I'm just loud and stupid. And so I say things that I shouldn't say.
You're not stupid.
Well, it's just like, there are very big retailers that just have a better idea how to keep their mouth shut.
I mean, I think you lack somewhat of a filter. I'm not saying you're not professional or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, sometimes I think about things, overthink things before I say them. So, like...
Vince says MySpace, Lena.
Did you know MySpace isn't... You can't get there anymore? I tried to get on my MySpace, like...
It's just...
it's dead? It's gone. It's like... I don't know that it's gone, but, like... I can't log in. Like, it won't let me log into my old
there
email.
was an age where I could, like, still see my MySpace page and be like, that's
same.
cool. And then
I don't
that
think
went
you
away a
can
long time
anymore.
ago.
It's upsetting. Then they had the, like, new...
Whoa, it's weird.
Oh, it still exists. It's just...
I could sign into MySpace with my Facebook or Twitter. And it says Twitter.
So they haven't updated it in a while.
It still says Twitter.
That's
Also,
funny.
this is... Oh, it's stuck on the sign-in thing. I was going to show you the homepage. It's because Twitter is Twitter. Okay. Get on it, Justin Timberlake. Exactly.
Every time I stretch my, like, bones, like, right here, like, I think that's a cause for concern.
I don't remember my past. Oh, it would definitely not have even been this email. It would be the email where I wrote out the word underscore because I thought it was funny. I'm gonna take a stab in the dark on a password. It says the email and password is invalid, but like I have no idea if that's anywhere near. Sam said if he's gonna dead name his child, you can dead name his shitty site. I'm down with that. Yeah. All that to say, it's really silly. The good news though is that 9 times out of 10, when I get quoted in articles, they spell my name wrong. Let me see if I can find when people sent me the last one. Oh, yeah. There you go. Here's one of the times that, like, I'm just randomly in an article out there. And again, it's okay if someone's like, hey, can I use this in this article that I'm doing? And then I would be like, yes or no. Or hey, how about you spell my name correctly?
But they didn't even. When did you say that?
Somewhere. Again, I thought I was just talking to someone. Like we were having a conversation on Facebook. Granted, it was like in a public, like whatever. Just like not saying like, oh my gosh, my privacy was violated or something. But it's weird. It feels like a weird move to like repurpose. Like I don't know. It's stuff about comic books, yeah. And about comic book publishing and what's happening with the industry and stuff. It's very weird. Comics books journalism is in a weird space anyways. Much in the same way video game journalism is, in that there's this like constant war between like any sense of journalism and people just wanting to sell shit and people that just want to be hypercritical of shit, like, and those three forces are battling, and then there's very little actual like reporting going on. It's weird. Comics are weird.
Huh. Is this like a website?
I don't know. It got sent to me.
Weird. I don't understand.
Every Friday, go to the hive of scum and villainy that is Reddit and peruse r/relationship advice. There's no song yet because the last time I put a lot of time and effort into making a wonderful song and intro for the show. My partner, who I lean on for love and support, has decided that is a crime against nature and humanity, and refuses to acknowledge the quality. What I did. And so I've not been inspired to make a song for this section. So I'm sorry that there is no r/relationship advice song. I at some point I will find the inner strength to make a relationship advice song, an intro, despite the lack of support from my most trusted community, and I appreciate your patience. Relationship advice. This one is from 4 days ago. Sam says the relationship advice needs to have the vibe of a breakup song. Professor Pixelbit says, I'm sorry you're abused, Jeff. All right. Me, 29-year-old male, and my girlfriend, 24-year-old female, live together, but in different beds. Is that weird?
Not gonna lie, I can't find that article. Anyway. Yeah, that's weird.
Oof.
Sure.
Deal breaker.
I don't know. I honestly like heard 2 words of what you said because I was reading something.
Me, 29-year-old male, and my girlfriend, 24-year-old female, live together, but in different beds. Is that weird?
If not, I don't know. My grandparents sleep in different beds, which I guess that's like a little bit different with like a younger couple versus an older couple. But like my grandpa has his own room. And I feel like if they had that set up early on in their life, they probably would have vibed with it too. Because they just like their own space.
Sam says, oof, that's not weird, but a flag of some kind. Professor Pixelbit says, deal breaker.
I would like my own room for like crafting, but I'm not going to sleep in it.
Yeah.
Or like, I do content creation of the spicy variety, so I could see like having a bed in that room.
Yeah, for that purpose.
But I wouldn't sleep in that bed.
Yeah.
I would come and sleep in my bed that has you in it. Like, I don't know. That's just, I can't sleep alone either, so maybe I'm not the person to ask.
I don't think either of us are the people. But yeah, it's like I would like I'm ready for a studio because there's like times when I'm trying to work on stuff and it's just the act of people walking through here for anything,
Ow.
like is enough to unravel whatever task I'm doing, and then I'm just what was, and then I struggle. Burger says, no, it ain't weird. Some people can't be touched while sleeping. Twitch Sam says, also what Papa Burger said is true, but I feel like that is a sign of the girl not being comfortable with the dude. Burger says, aka me, LOL, I toss and turn, and I'm a light sleeper.
I will say, like, I love you so much. You snore. So, like, I would like to maybe test at some point what my sleep is like without someone snoring in my ear. But other than that, like, and like, I don't think that even if I like found out, oh yes, I sleep much better without Jeff snoring in my face, that I would be like, I'm gonna get my own bedroom. I would just be like, I guess I'm gonna get some earplugs or like accommodate myself somehow. Like, I would rather go through those hoops than sleep without you because I like you.
Yeah, I'm a
bit clingy.
Yeah. I like you too.
I get kind of sad when I wake up in the morning and you're not there. I like wander out to the couch and I'm like, I've been abandoned.
So we live together, but because I like to wrap myself in blankets and sleep nude and fidget a lot while she sleeps on her back with a duvet on her chest, no movement at all, which
so you guys are just two opposite people. Okay.
Which weirds me out, saying it makes me want to carry a wooden stake as I feel I'm next to a vampire.
That's kind of mean.
We got separate beds, so not to disturb each other. You could get over the vampire thing. I get how, like, maybe
she's irritated by him sleeping naked and fidgeting. What does fidgeting mean? Does he fidget at her? Does he fidget his feet? Does he move
probably
the whole bed?
Movement, yeah. Because I move a lot. Well, I've been like going and making clips again for like TikTok and stuff, and I've noticed, my like restless leg syndrome has gotten insane.
Yeah, you do it even when you're just sitting or laying in bed, but I've gotten used to it. I mean, it could affect if I'm like really, really, really tired and grumpy. I notice it way more, and I'm like, I just want to sleep. Like,
yeah.
But it's also, I'm aware that it's something you're not like doing on purpose or something that you're like, I'm kicking my leg to bother her.
Yeah.
It's like you're doing it to like soothe yourself. So I'm just like, I have to be like, okay, I'm just going to ignore that.
Burger says the only thing I got from the Reddit story is that it's okay to sleep in different rooms. Sorry if I agree to a bad take. No, you're fine. You're completely fine. And I'm glad you're here for that perspective because, like, I'm going to read the whole thing first, and then I have a take, but I was trying to, like, give this person a chance to say their whole thing. Professor Pixelbit said, I always saw that setup as we're done, but still together because we don't believe in divorce for older couples. The thing is, like, it can be that.
That's so specific, but yeah.
That is an instance that can exist, but it can also be done for good reasons, right? So, like, it's...
I do think it's, like, person to person. It varies for sure. And, like, I know people that are, like, happy in their relationship and every need is being fulfilled and every box is being checked, but they have separate rooms. Yeah. And it's like, I think it's just like what is considered normal or average for most people.
We cuddle every night watching a movie for 2 hours. We are still active, if you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean.
We just prefer our own bed. Well, yesterday, our mutual friend, aka my girlfriend's friend, I have to be nice to, saw our bedroom.
I have to be nice to.
Saw our bedroom and the two beds and asked, oh, they have two beds in the same bedroom? That's like even... Okay. and asked if we were fighting. We told her the truth, but now
Bunk beds.
now there's a rumor in our groups we are fighting and about to split. We are not. Is having 2 beds really that weird? I know it's not normal, but since we did this, we are sleeping better. I'm not getting hit because I've been slowly rolling over her in my sleep, her stealing the covers. I still call her a vampire because it's hilarious, and I stand by that.
Okay, I'm here with like this. If this works for them, it seems they're only upset by it because of someone else's opinion. I thought that he was starting to feel like there was like distance between them because they slept in separate beds. But if it was just someone else being weirded out and they were fine before, I think it's fine.
He says, we've been arguing much less, and things have been great these last couple of months until her nosy friend came in and ruined it.
Well, we're the nosy friends in this scenario.
Sure. Okay, so I will say this on this subject. Whether or not couples share a bed, historically, over centuries, has largely ebbed and flowed as what is like culturally acceptable. Of just like, and you can watch the trends happen. They happen almost like clockwork, and we are in an era where it's trending back towards separate beds.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll watch it probably after
Don't
that
they have
trend.
separate beds in like Little House on the Prairie or the Waltons? I can't really super remember.
The one that's brought up all the time is I Love Lucy, and it is one of those like misremembered historical things because like colloquially everyone said it was because they couldn't show them in bed together, and that's why they had separate beds.
Okay.
But in all reality, where culture was at the time, people would often have separate beds, and then when you're gonna like have a good time, you would actually push the beds together.
This is getting way too detailed, but wouldn't you like slide between the gap in the 2 beds while you're doing it? Like,
I assume they're sturdy enough that that's not
Okay.
happening, but
I don't know why my brain was just like, I need to pull apart this, but
it was if you watch culturally, it happens a lot, and often it is linked up with economic conditions because the rich have often always, as couples, slept in separate beds and separate bedrooms because they could afford to have multiple rooms and like.
I have a confession.
Yeah.
There's like a very small spoiled child part of my brain that just wants like a big pink princess room.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I don't like, it's like literally 1% of my brain. But I always wanted that as a kid, and I'm not saying like my grandparents weren't cool and they didn't give me like a bedroom that I wanted or something. But I was always just secretly like princess bedroom.
Yeah.
With like the big like gigantic bed and like big like canopy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like just.
Whereas I would love a drab wood paneled.
We have different styles. I think
dark chamber.
You've let me pretty much take over this bedroom, but I've done my best to not make it a princess room.
There are a lot of stuffed animals in here, though.
That doesn't make it a princess room.
Okay. But yeah, I would have something that was like dark and dreary, and
also, I would like some points. What?
Mr. Beast, sir. I'm so sorry. I was in your library.
Oh my god. I would like some points for the fact that I'm slowly putting all of my squishmallows and stuffed animals up.
Yeah.
Like, they're up there.
Yeah, they look good.
They're over there, up there. Like, there's so much less stuffed animals on the bed now than there used to be.
Yeah, my back problems are going away.
Ha ha. We also got a new mattress recently. That's probably why your back problems are going away.
Yeah, it's not Squishmallows at all. Not related.
You killer of whimsy.
But like it is largely often been an actual economic thing that has pushed people to sleep in the same bedroom or not. That is that has then been recontextualized as like the sign of a good couple. Because I will say this. The average long-term couple often struggles keeping that aspect that he's like, if you know what I mean, that aspect of their relationship alive over the long haul. And I imagine that would be a lot more difficult in a world where you're like, good night, and you're going to separate bedrooms. So it's like already a thing that couples struggle with.
Yeah, but then when you're not going into the same bed, it's like...
Because like there, it happens a lot where it's just like, sometimes, sometimes the dance steps are real natural, and sometimes they're a little like, I don't know, maybe, and neither of you want to get rejected, but it's like if you're laying next to each other, you can get the dance done. But if you're going to separate bedrooms, like,
I don't know that I like what that implies. I know you're not saying it like that, but like I understand how some men and maybe women could like...
I would say, I'm just saying that's an aspect of a healthy relationship that can atrophy, and it just seems statistically more likely if you're...
what is healthy for some people is not healthy for others.
I will agree with that.
So, like, for me and you, like, that's just a part of our relationship that we have placed importance on.
Yeah.
So, and like, that's as both of us, not just like one of us decided, oh my God, that's important, so we're going to do that. It's like we both value that in a relationship. And so us both choosing to like nurture that in a relationship is important. Yeah. I think some people just don't need that either, and that's fine.
That's also fine. But
you just got to figure out if the other person is actually in that area.
But I'm saying there are people that would say people aren't very good about, one, understanding themselves, how much they need that or don't need that, two, articulating that to themselves and to their partner, and three, like making sure that that's a thing that is nurtured. And it's, you see it atrophy with couples that quote unquote value it, but like also do share a bed. And I imagine statistically it would just be a lot easier for it to atrophy if you're
sleeping in separate.
If you're saying goodnight and then you're just going to completely separate locations.
Yeah.
So like, that's not to say that it's like it's inherently a bad thing. It's just like, what are you losing? You're losing that like easier chance at that intimacy. So like, how are you making up for that? Right? Like, if the better solution for you guys is to have separate bedrooms.
Well, in this couple's specific situation, it seems like
they have like two beds in the same room.
Yeah, and also they like snuggle and watch a movie before they go to sleep, and that's like their physical contact for the...
Right.
Yeah.
Which means that...
And also, he stated they are still good in that area, too.
Right. Now, but they're
in the same bedroom, too. So, like, like, this is not really, like, this specific instance, you can't really apply the, like, oh, you're going to separate bedrooms, so it's going to be more difficult for the dance to be had. Because if the bed's in the same room, you're still there in the same room.
Yeah, but it like, you're getting up and moving to the other bed because it's like, oh, I think this is I get to be in this bed for a little bit night to night. And then she's like, why are you in this bed? And then you're like, oh.
Well, that's a problem.
And then you get up. Yeah. Top comment, I'm 26 female and my fiance 25 male, sleep in the same bed together. We did discuss about having separate beds, but he refuses and said it would be weird. I haven't heard of anyone sleeping in separate beds, but if it works for you guys, who cares? Go for it. To which someone says, me and my partner sleep on separate beds quite often. We started when my partner couldn't get enough sleep due to me moving, the occasional snoring, and me waking up earlier. It was really affecting her mood and quality of life.
That sounds like me.
At first, it felt so weird. I was resistant to the idea, but we ended up buying a single bed to put in our then shared office. It was great from the get-go. She was getting more sleep. Her mood improved significantly. We now decide each day if we want to sleep together or separately. Also, if someone's sick, we sleep separately and rarely get each other sick.
I would hate that. I would hate sleeping alone when I was sick. Oh, no. No, thank you. No. Or if you were sick, I couldn't just be like, okay, good night. I would be like, he's going to cough in his sleep and not be able to breathe. I have to be there.
It's funny because if I was sick, I could definitely like be like, no, I'm going to go in another room to keep you safe. I don't know that if you were sick, that I would be like, if you wanted me gone, but like, I know that's not the case.
I'm so clingy both when I am sick and when you're sick. I just want to be like, it's just, yeah.
Person says perhaps it isn't normal, but it's perfectly acceptable. There's no reason to sacrifice sleep quality. If you want to cuddle before bed, great. Also, like, yeah, it doesn't.
I understand all the points being made on sleep quality as someone who doesn't get quality sleep and has definitely noticed the difference in my mental health. And that's not to say that I want to remedy it by sleeping in separate beds, because again, I don't. It's just like I have decided that these things mean more to me than like the natural, like the easier solution of just like, okay, I guess I'll.
Right. Like, what are
also,
you?
I don't know where else I'm going to sleep. Like in the guest bed, I guess. Like,
they point out there are younger couples that do that too. Yeah, there are good reasons to do this. What's rough is like the one example we often see of it is the couple that is no longer doing well.
Yeah, but then they just ignore that and
or
they're doing well, and then to each other, I mean, and to, you know, they're in denial or whatever.
Or they're not interested in divorce, and that's fine too.
I think almost sometimes, like, people can just separate and live in the same house. Yeah. I don't know. I've never been in a situation like that. Sorry, my stomach keeps growling. If you guys can hear it,
I haven't heard it. So.
Okay, cool. Because like I can feel it, and I'm like, oh god.
So was it the other morning? It was like, like it was so
made
loud.
The weirdest noise. Like, and it only did it. I was like laying on the bed, like petting one of the cats or something.
I think you were mad at me too. We were like in the middle of like a fight, having a serious conversation, and then all of a sudden,
my stomach was just like.
It's like someone came in with a slide whistle.
Yeah, and I was like, okay.
Burger says I'll go get you guys Taco Bell to stop the hungriness. I don't know that it's Taco Bell. Well, I don't know that it's hungriness, is it?
I don't know. I don't think so. It could be, because like sometimes my body is like, yo, bitch, I'm hungry, and my brain just doesn't like catch up to that yet. What is this next one?
I, 25-year-old female, don't want to kiss my boyfriend, 24-year-old male, because his breath smells horrible and makes me feel sick.
Tell him that then. But maybe in a nice way. Just be like, hey.
Put in a card.
Also, maybe he has...
I love you.
Did you know that bad breath is a sign of poor... well, obviously, it's a sign of poor teeth health sometimes. Mm-hmm. There can be other causes of bad breath. But I read somewhere that, like, bad breath is like a sign of like an infection somewhere. Mm-hmm. So maybe he's just sick.
That's what I would jump to. Mrs. Halitosis be like, yeah. Burgers would like to know if you ate breakfast.
I don't know. I don't think I did.
She does not eat.
I had breakfast yesterday. I had some eggies with you.
You had like 3 eggies. You made me eggies, which was very
sweet. I put
sweet.
like 5 eggs in a pan, bro. I put so many eggs, and I had like a fourth of that, and I gave you the rest. And then I just sat there and ate like probably like 3 cut up peppers and half of an onion cut up. Mm-hmm. Don't judge me for my snack choices, because I don't even know, is that savory, spicy? I don't know.
You're a rabbit.
Yeah, basically. And so I did that, and then I had a cereal bar, and then I came back home after I got the kids from school because it was a half day, and then I had some yogurt, and then I came back to the shop. And
but as someone who requires more iron, none of that stuff has iron in it.
I know, but like, I'm so tired of requiring iron.
Well, guess what? It's gonna keep going.
I know, and I need to go to the doctor, and I'm like 99.9% sure that like they're gonna be like, you silly goose, you have so many things that you need to be doing.
Burger says, also, do you guys hear Adrian has another dispenser? I hope not, because like They probably do, but
Someone posted that it like
we've
was
got
like a family-owned business though. So
we
I'm
got
like
friends
weirdly,
getting laid off at the ones that do exist.
that
so.
yes, that is not. I was not hurrahing that. I was
Yeah.
saying like it seems like it's more of like a not corporation one. But
I mean, I'm done with that part of it.
I have no idea. I don't smoke weed anymore.
I, 25-year-old female, don't want to kiss my boyfriend, 24-year-old male, because his breath smells horrible and makes me feel sick. I feel awful about writing this. My boyfriend and I have been together for 4 years, but only in the last year or so have I noticed his breath smelling really bad. It's gotten so bad that I struggle to be intimate with him sometimes. I have asked him to go to the dentist to get his teeth cleaned, and he says he will, but that's as far as it gets. Dental care is really expensive, so like it's
Not
hard.
only that, but like people have certain
Phobias and stuff.
phobias and ADHD and all that stuff that just prevents them from taking good care of themselves. So
Bug is having a very good rest.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I can't tell which. Oh, there it is. Yeah,
Yeah, he's sleeping.
he's so cute.
I have asked him to go to the dentist, get his teeth cleaned. He says he will, but then that's as far as it gets. I've even gone out and bought him stronger toothpaste, dental floss, and mouthwash, but none of these seem to be working. I honestly feel like I'm going to see a professional. I honestly feel going to see a professional will help fix this issue, but he just hasn't seemed to make the effort to. I feel like I'm forcing myself to kiss him some days, when in reality, I just want to pull my face away because of the smell. It makes me feel physically ill, especially when he's kissed my cheek and I can smell his breath on me afterwards. Does anyone have any advice?
He needs to go to the doctor if it's that bad. It sounds like it's. Because there's just like, there's not taking care of your teeth, and then there's like, or your mouth health or whatever you want to call it. And then there's like, if you can still smell it on you when he like puts his mouth on you, then like you should probably tell him to go to the doctor. And again, you don't need to be like a dick about it. Just be like, hey, I'm concerned for your health.
But also, you want to make I would also consult with some third party anyways to make sure that it's not just something that
Maybe
urine rat
she's overly sensitive to smell, and
it could be too.
Yeah.
Or it's like it's an anxiety thing of just like you can't get the idea out of your head, and then it's psychosomatically like you're smelling it on you still, even though it's not there. Like that shit can happen.
yeah, that's fair.
Like you're so worked up about
Yeah.
like so I would definitely get some sort of professional look at the situation one way or another. I think that's definitely the next step. But even bringing in a third party to just be like, is this as bad as I'm saying it is?
Yeah, but do it in a way that like that third party is going to be kind about it too. Don't.
Yeah.
Because people are weird about stuff like that, and it's like a lot of the time, like the bad breath and the body odors and stuff, like people don't even realize, and like it's like, I just think it's a weird thing to like. It's fine to be like, hey, I don't like this, and like, please take better care of yourself. But people are mean to other people about stuff like that, and it's like,
as a person who owns a nerd shop and whose job it has been on several occasions to be like hey buddy, have you showered?
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
yeah, it's like that's a kind way to do it. Though,
Be like,
but
just
other
let-
people are not kind.
Letting you know, like you do have kind of a smell to you, bud. Like, are you coming here right from work? Are you coming right from other stuff? You might want to like go home and shower and then do that, or work on your shower routine, because it's like it's a lot, bud. Like, I love you and I love having you here, but like,
Yeah.
I've had to say that several times in my career, and like, there's a kind way to say that, and at some point, you're not kind if you don't say that.
Yeah.
Also, if you make a video game that's a nerd shop simulator or card shop simulator in which one of the mechanics is spraying down smelly customers so they don't smell and that you're a piece of shit. By the way, that's my opinion on that.
Yeah. I forgot that was a thing.
But yeah, there are times, and a lot of us need to work on being able to deliver that information, and a lot of us need to work on being able to receive that information, because we all want to know when we're stinky.
Yeah.
And that does bring about a certain set of feelings of just like, oh, I'm stinky. But you shouldn't be attacking the deliverer of the information.
I grew up in a house that if I didn't shower daily, my grandma would make a huge hurrah about it. And then I would do the bratty teenager thing of like, I'll take a bath so I don't have to wash my hair. And then finally she threw her hands up and she was like, fine, whatever. And I remember I went to school with like super greasy hair like once and just got picked on the whole day. I never did it again. And I'm not saying...
You heard it first here. Selena endorses bullying.
No, I do not. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying, well, it's a different example because I was a teenager and teenagers are just...
But there's a way to approach that with a teenager, too, that's not, hey, just do this all the time. But to give them the information of just this is why you do this.
I think she did give me that information, but I was a teenager, so I was like, I don't care.
You should try to develop good habits.
I was so obsessed with my hair being straight that I hated washing my hair. Mm-hmm. This is a weirdly personal thing, but I don't know.
It's so funny because you straightened your hair a couple weeks ago, and you've talked about this era of your life so much of just I was obsessed about straightening my hair.
My God, it was so bad.
That I was like, oh man, she's already 11 out of 10 hot. If she's so focused on this, I bet it not 15. What are we gonna do? This is already.
I have to keep her in the house.
Her being hot is already a problem, and you straightened your hair, and it's like you took down a point or two. It was
I took down a point.
You still looked good, but it was you looked less like you.
Aw.
And it was
because you're used to seeing me with curly hair now. When you met me, I was just getting out of that era, and I was every time we would hang out, I got so stressed out a little bit that my hair wasn't straight, but I pushed past it because I was I don't think he cares. This is fine. That first time that when we went to see your friend's band play in wherever we went, because I'm not going to dox myself. I almost did. And we went to a hotel.
Yeah.
And you were like, well, we got up in the morning and you were like, well, you can wash your hair and take a shower. And I felt so bad because I was like, my hair is straight. If I wash it right now, it's going to be curly and it's not going to look the same. And he's going to hate me. And then I washed my hair and got black hair dye all over the towels in the hotel. So I'm surprised they didn't bill you because it was so bad. And I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, they're going to bill him so much more.
Have a good day, Vince. Sam said, Jeff, I'm sorry to interrupt the news. They did the thing.
What thing?
Oh, Breath of Fire is on GOG.
What is it?
It's Breath of Fire.
I don't know what that is.
It's part of the GOG preservation program. This game is a good old game. GOG maintains and preserves it. Part of the good old game preservation program to give you the best experience available for good old games on the market.
Oh.
And so you can play Breath of Fire 4.
That's awesome.
Man, look how good that landing page is too.
That is
GOG is so
great.
Let's get off of that and go to this. Because look at the trailer right at the top.
Mm-hmm.
The thing,
and screenshots and
hey, here's the price.
It's
gotten to the point that someone will be like, oh, check this game out. They'll send me a Steam link, and then I'm just like, where's the trailer? It
plays right in the window.
No, now there's a streamer at the top.
Huh?
There's people streaming the game at the top. You have to scroll down.
Are you sure?
Is
it from your phone or the computer?
The computer.
Okay, it doesn't do that on the phone, I don't think. I don't know. Let me double check.
Sam says Breath of Fire 4 has been locked on digital and like digital PS3, I think, prior to this, and before that it was a PS1 PSP game, I think. So this has been lost media for a long time. But look at all this, just there, just the characters and like the things, and then like here's what we changed.
I really miss the days where they would put a little booklet in
Me
games.
too.
Like so much, because listen, I would buy a game, I would like rip the packaging, and I'd be like, "Vah," and I'd be in the car, in the back seat in my grandparents' car, and I'd open it up and I'd just read the booklet
same.
back and forth until I got home, and then I'd like be so excited to play the game. Yeah, I miss that. Is that a Pokemon?
Yes. No. I need to find a good cliff I can just stand and brood on and turn.
Bro, those look like Digimon.
This is very cool. I love GOG so much. I miss the days when this was like the only reason they existed, but like I'm glad
That's a cool
they
looking
do
Pal
this.
World. Pal, but I'm sorry, I've gone over all the Pokemon Digimon.
My first experience with Breath of Fire is, I think, the first one on the SNES. Is the first one on the SNES? I couldn't find the stairs to go down in the first dungeon. The texture didn't look like stairs to me, so I was just like, I don't get this game. Because I was walking around the stairs because I thought it was wall.
Is that the monster talking or
Yes.
the girl's voice?
Yes.
Okay. Why is there Sesame Street on your suggested videos?
Don't judge me.
I was just curious.
I don't know the exact answer to that. Probably related to like when Harvey was hanging out all the time, I would assume.
Oh.
But
Okay,
I don't
if you
think so
watch-
because I think I'm logged into the Dork Deck one, so couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. Sam said it made my heart happy. I want to get it eventually. Yeah. That looks very cool and good on GOG.
Can you just buy the games directly from GOG and then that's it? Like you don't have to pay for GOG?
Correct.
Okay.
Also,
And is it like Steam where you have an account and you can play the games through it?
yes, but
Okay. I
but
just didn't know.
better than Steam, it is entirely DRM free, and you can completely download the thing and you have it forever. You could download it to a CD-ROM and just set the CD-ROM up there, and then or thumb drive or whatever.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, GOG is great.
That is really cool.
Yeah, Sam said all GOG games are DRM free too. Yeah. And most of what you can get on Steam, you can get on GOG, but then it comes without DRM. It's very neat. Also, again, look at how clean this page is. Breath of Fire. Here's the game. Add to cart. Buy now. Wish list it. Okay. Let's let's go to check out The Long Dark on Steam because it's 90% off right now. Cool, right? All right, at least the trailer's right up here. Half the games now, like, it feels like it'll be a bunch of streamers right here, but the trailer's right here. All right, I can add to cart, but I don't want to add it to cart. I want to favorite it. Where's the favorite button? Where's the... I want to buy it later. I don't have money right now. I live paycheck to paycheck. Where's the buy it later button? Where's the wish list button?
Are you...
All this DLC.
I mean, I use Steam a lot, so my brain
Where's it at?
Are you on the website?
I'm on the thing for this page.
Are you signed in?
Here's the add to cart.
Are you signed in?
Probably not. Let me go in a different browser so that I'm actually, and we'll still prove my point because it drives me absolutely insane. I'll like go to I'll go wish that game, and I can't find the button to save my life.
Because you're not signed in.
No, I'm saying when I am signed in.
Oh, okay.
I just all right. So let's try this again.
Are you signed in now?
I went into the other browser, so I'm actually signed in. You know, I said that and I'm not signed in.
That's why I was like, I can see the login right there.
Oh my goodness. It'd be a whole thing just for me to prove my point.
I just was curious if you were signed in and then you weren't. And then, yeah, it's like if you're signed in, it's usually underneath the like first layer of like not below the trailer, but like below the add to cart. Yada yada. I believe you. I believe that it's difficult and that GOG is better. I just seen it with my eyeballs. I'm not disputing that.
All right, The Long Dark.
All right, cool. There it is.
All right.
I almost bought this game so many times.
Add to cart. Add to cart.
Add to wish list right there.
Where?
Underneath the screenshots.
Okay, so it's nowhere near the buy though, and it blends in with follow, ignore, figure cute, all this.
Yes,
stuff.
their layout is not the best. You are correct.
Like,
I think add to wish list should be right next to add to cart.
that's what I'm saying though. Sam says I can't believe Lena's on Steam all the time and we aren't friends.
I'm sorry.
Unacceptable.
I feel really bad because I think my nephew tried to add me on Steam and I don't even know really how to accept friend requests on Steam, so he probably is still in the friend request area and
My favorite thing about me on Steam is all of it is set up for when I was a video game personality like 20 years ago. And so it's like I'm part of all these like groups that don't exist anymore. I'm part of all the like it existed to be like a front facing thing to be like, this is Jeff. He writes about video games, but mostly doesn't play on Steam, but here's where you can find him. Because even then I was like,
are we friends on Steam? I don't even think Jeff and I are friends on Steam actually, so don't feel bad, Sam. Either that or we like just became friends because you had to share your library with me at some point. But I remember it being a point of topic that you were like, we never actually added each other.
that's really funny.
Friend activity.
Who needs to be friends?
You can post a status?
Just like,
Bro, we are not friends on Steam. Jeff, we're not friends on Steam.
that's amazing.
What's your Steam code? Here.
You can send me a friend request or do whatever you do.
I'll just
Sorry, I just was
Post
seeing
it in the chat.
something from an hour ago I missed because I wasn't looking at the actual Twitch chat. What is that? Also, it's interesting because it's like the bits didn't do the like make the TTS talk thing. What is... It's an AI generated message. I would assume so.
Did you see my... There, okay. I wasn't sure if it posted or not.
Okay.
I put a little arrow.
Sam said that's what Shiki said was a weird way to say hello about.
I thought Shiki was saying
about the
waffles
cat.
biting
Yeah,
people's
that's how I
fingers
read
was
it
a
too.
weird way to say
Because
hello.
I just have the restream chat up, which is
funny.
like it's not going to show any like Twitch specific things. It's weird too that TTS made a call and was just like, "Yeah, no, we're not reading that." I thought, I was like, I don't know if I should remove that. I put mod notes on it. Okay, that's weird. Like, I can't even quite wrap my head around. I was like, oh man, is it like insulting me? And then I was like, I can't even understand what it was trying to convey. I guess AI generated makes some sense. Because I was like, oh man, I got insulted. Let me read it. And then I was like, oh no, that's what the fuck is this? Do you see this? This is what streamer Dork Duck sounds like to me.
I'm reading it.
I'm a pesterian. I eat nothing but fesh, brother. I'm just here on Twitch, lost in the game of life. Just relax, brother. Take it issy, my man. Salmon, cod, crab, yoasters. I love to just mow down undercooked fesh every goddamn day. Very unique way of speaking. I like it. Also, very unique content. Constantly talking about how you love to just mow down fesh every goddamn day.
What is happening?
What is that?
Is that?
Did I lose the ability to read the English language and understand and retain meaning from it?
Did you talk about fish at all?
No. Last night we did a little bit.
We talked a lot about fish last night. Well, not a lot. We talked like 5 minutes, but
I guess my reaction to the follow was get that guy some food because he was starved British guy.
Yeah, maybe that's why it took what you said and was like
and ran with it.
Fish. Also, why does he spell fish fesh?
I don't know.
Lost into game of life. What the fuck? Oh my
Sam
God.
says no, it was AI slop. They bailed after that. It's account for 2015, but I assume it's hacked. Yeah, that's so weird. Also, he followed after he sent that. Okay. Also, what a weird way to spend 2 cents. I wonder if like the bits were just like in there already when they hacked the account. So weird. Okay, anyways. This is our last stream for the week. On here, we will be live tomorrow night and whatnot. If you follow that link, it'll give you $15 free to buy from us, or anybody or like anybody
on Whatnot. You can use it anywhere.
Sorry,
on
I
Whatnot.
glitched in the
It's
middle
okay.
of
I wanted
speaking.
to help, so I took over.
Yeah, you get $15 free to buy from us or anybody on Whatnot, and once you do, it gives us a $5 kickback. Also, that'll have you that'll take you to where you can follow us, and we'll be live there from 8 to 10 tomorrow. If you want to just like hang out, that's always helpful too, because it helps the algorithm and helps it so we're not just talking to ourselves. So you can come on there and just be like hi, and you never have to buy anything. It's fine. We just prefer talking to people while we sell things than just like.
It's interesting. Our Facebook auction show, whatever you want to call it, is literally just like us and like friends like talking, and
and like we happen to sell books while it's happening.
And then Whatnot is scary because it's just like people will be like, do you have this book? And that's fine to ask, but it's just be like, do you have this book? And we'll be like,
but it's like
maybe.
almost no conversation
and then they
whatsoever.
Just are like, okay. And then sometimes people buy something and then there's no like, yay, I got this. It's just like, it's so weird and robotic, I guess. And just, I want to make it more like personable, and I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to try to figure it out.
Also, that's our YouTube page. Put a lot of work into it. Please check it out. We have raid messages. They look like this.
I have to pee.
And this. Selena has to pee. We're going to copy that so I don't forget to copy it. We're probably going to be going and bugging Shiki, which would be my guess. Presuming she is.
I got the live notification, so okay. I think so.
All right. Be honest, be kind, be useful. live a good fucking life. We love you all. Thanks so much for hanging out for this. It's the last time we see you this week. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much for being the wonderful individuals you all are.
Goodbye. Have a good day.
Bye.
I'm gonna go pee.
Yeah, you can run away
I'm running away now.
while the countdown's happening. I love and appreciate
I tried
you.
to hold it. but
You
that's
did
not-
great.